Telling me I mumble is very triggering to me because my wife also says it and it enrages me. I don't mumble.
You do, though. And I'm not great with hearing either.
Well, that is true. Maybe it's a little of column A, a little column B.
It's a little both.
Yeah, all right, fine. Well, that's now going to be the cold open of the show. So all right, we are here. There's kettle corn both in your hand and all over the floor, which means it is a Joy Behar day. It's a Tuesday. You're not normally on Tuesdays. You're normally on Wednesdays.
Right.
But because of the play,
Yeah.
we had to make some arrangements.
Yeah, I have this play called My First Ex-Husband.
Yes.
We have a lot of advanced sales already.
Oh, that's
great. A lot. And people are coming like crazy. They love it. They love the
premiere.
title.
It's a great title.
My husband thought of it.
Oh, it's really good.
Steve the nudist. Steve the nudist. What did I say? Steve
the nudist.
Steve the nudist.
Yeah, you mentioned on the show yet again that you met your husband.
It wasn't a nudist camp.
No, but there's a gasp every time you say it. And for whatever reason, even diehards of the show love to hear you talk about this.
They don't expect someone like me to be at a nudist colony, which I was not.
No.
It was really a place where you met guys.
Right.
And I had been there before. So I hadn't been. This was my first time, but I went back.
Right.
With him.
Yes.
And
you went back after you went back together.
Yeah.
Really?
It was that kind of place.
Okay.
We had a lot of friends there.
Sure.
And the nudity was an option.
Right.
I did not take the option because you know what I always say. For a man to see me naked, I have to be in his will.
In his will. There we go.
But men don't have any such,
No.
What's the word? Insecurities.
Well, so you and Steve have obviously been together for a very long time at this point, far longer than you've been married.
Yeah.
Right now, what would you say makes the relationship work?
With him?
Yeah.
Oh, we have a lot of laughs.
Yeah.
We laugh.
He makes you laugh.
He makes me laugh. I make him laugh.
Right. Well, I know you make him laugh.
Well, no, for the first year, I pretended I was the audience and he was the comedian.
Right. So out of character for you to sublimate yourself.
When you're in that slow motion period with the guy,
but you must have been really into him.
I was.
Yeah. I mean,
was. Okay, I was.
All right.
And so I didn't want him to get scared because it's a little threatening for a woman. Look, I get a lot of people on the internet when I read it saying stuff about me, nasty stuff, and it's mostly men because they're scared of women like me.
There's something about even the idea of the View existing that enrages a
it
certain
enrages
type of man.
these
I
men.
don't understand it.
That how dare these women with their big opinions be on television?
Yes.
And I understand that. Now I was complicit in that particular insecurity by not telling him, and
it's
also
antithetical to who you are as a person.
But I also
misunderstood.
But I misunderstood the guy because he was not at all threatened by it. But I wasn't sure because my experience with men previous to that, here and there, was not the most, encouraging as far as a woman with a big mouth goes.
Right.
Like me.
Yeah, it's hard to picture. So early on in the relationship, would you say that the two of you in the beginning, he had kind of the dominant hand in the relationship?
No.
No?
Not really.
You're changing your personality to be with him in the beginning.
No, I wasn't because we were equals.
Okay.
We were not. There's this thing going around that is fascinating.
Please.
How come Kamala Harris's husband goes food shopping with her?
Yeah, it was a Fox
and that
thing.
guy
Yeah,
on
I saw
Fox,
that.
what's his name, Waters? His mother
Jesse
even
Waters.
tells him to shut up. They go with their wives because they're equal partners.
When I go because I'm given a list to go shopping to get all the stuff. I go to the thing, and then I spend 2 hours taking photos of items, sending them to my wife, and being told they're the wrong ones.
But so what? You're a good husband. You participate in the
course.
family life.
Well, yes.
This guy goes on TV and bashes a
Why would a
man
husband
who
go food
helps
shopping
his
with
wife.
his wife?
It's unbelievable to me. I don't even think he believes what he said, that guy Waters.
Yeah, he's doing it for
his
shock
name is.
value. All right, let's talk about, rather than men, talk about your experience with women.
Okay.
Because Whoopi is back from her trip to Paris last week.
Yeah.
And she sat next to someone at a fashion show that you've often said is your female crush.
Oh, Catherine Deneuve?
Catherine Deneuve.
Oh.
You get like giddy at the mention of Catherine Deneuve.
Oh, she was on the show.
Yeah, I know.
And I also interviewed her on my HLN show.
Here we have a photo. How jealous are you right now? I mean,
Look at her. She's still beautiful.
It's her and Gillian Anderson seem to be the one that...
I love Gillian Anderson is good, but not like the Deneuve. I mean, I love both of them.
Scully.
But Anderson, Deneuve, oh my God.
Yeah.
She used to have an ad years ago for something, and I never understood what she was saying. She'd say, when you are a woman, you are glad because a man wants a woman to be a woman, but you want to be yourself. This makes me laugh. And I thought, what the hell is she talking about?
But it didn't matter because she's so beautiful.
It didn't matter.
Sure.
I mean, I'm irritated by the subtitles because I can't look at her. 'Cause I have to read the subtitles.
You'd like the subtitles to be higher above her face, maybe,
Above.
instead. That'd be helpful.
Yes.
Do you, I feel like I put subtitles on everything now. Do you do that?
Yes, I love subtitles.
I enjoy it.
Because like, people speak too fast, and the Brits forget it.
Yes.
I mean, you had to barely follow Alan Cumming today.
Yeah, you do not enjoy a fast talker.
No, I don't.
No. Whether they're on the show as a guest, whether
And
they're a host, whatever it is.
And if you're
not
going to be a fast talker, put a period at the end of your sentences. Kellyanne
Kellyanne
Conway,
Conway.
remember when she was on the show?
I knew you were going to go there. Yes.
I said to her, look, I like you. You're
Yeah.
a nice Italian girl. But you have not met a period or a comma that you enjoy.
You know, you say that you like her. There is a certain type of Republican pundit you get along with.
I get along with
Ann
her.
Coulter, you got along
Ann
with more or
Coulter
less?
thinks I'm a friend of hers.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have that kind of personality.
There's a vibe that you kind of can understand.
Listen, I can get along with anybody.
Yeah.
All you have to do is be reasonable.
Right. All right. Well, that's a tall order these days. All right. Let's talk about today's show. We had Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer on the show. She was terrific, I thought. What did you think of our conversation with her?
Well, I thought that she's trying to work as best she can with this administration. I wonder about the Democrats just sort of, I think that, you know what I think they're doing? I don't know if this is true.
Sure.
I think they're just watching him self-immolate. You know, I think it's just saying, let's watch what he's going to do. Everything's going to happen pretty soon in its own time. We'll be right back to where we were.
You think
We'll
so?
see. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I guess, listen, she said, how did she phrase it? Listening is a superpower. That's what she said. And it's something we're not doing well as a society right now. Do you agree with that?
Listening is a superpower?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it is. Listening is the key to a conversation.
It is.
It's the key to acting also.
Yes. Well, you know about that now that you're
Well, I've always been an actor.
but an off-Broadway actress now. Yes.
Yeah, no, I'm a playwright now.
Yes. All right. You're many things.
I'm a writer.
You're like Lin-Manuel Miranda Behar.
You know, when I first got into the industry, I wanted to be an actress. I took classes at HB Studios and everything, and I was pretty good. But it's not me. I couldn't be myself. I wanted to be myself. That's why I did stand-up comedy.
My daughters love acting, as you know. They're
the
obsessed
little
with it.
Broadway babies.
Yeah, there's nothing they love more in the world. I never did it. I never tried it. I never did anything. I went later in my career. I used to be on camera at Letterman playing characters, but it was mostly just.
And you loved it.
I loved it.
You loved
I
it.
absolutely loved it. I was mostly just embarrassing myself on television.
Well, no, it's not too late.
Yeah, I think it's too late.
It's never too late to make a complete fool of yourself.
Well, sure. Well, I do that now, and I do it as myself, and it's different. But I feel like I missed out. I feel like I would have enjoyed trying to act as a kid.
Well, you would have been funny in a lot of sitcoms. I see you in many sitcoms.
Oh, well, thank you.
Who's the boss? Not me.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah, being made a fool of. I think that's right up there. Going back to Governor Whitmer, she talked about advice her grandmother gave her. And she said, work hard, don't get married until you're 28, and never part your hair in the middle.
Grandparents.
Would you agree with all these things? Especially the hair. I feel like you're an expert on hair.
On the hair.
Yeah.
My mother used to go, don't spit up in your hair, air it comes back in your face. Mm-hmm. Or she used to say, make sure that you sweep the floor well, or you'll marry a bald guy.
Oh, right. These are superstitions. Yeah.
All the superstitions, yeah.
Yeah.
She also said, God takes the wrong ones. And she was looking at my father at the same time.
Meaning, should have taken your father?
Her doctor died. And she looked at my father and she said, God takes the wrong ones. Poor daddy.
Wow. Your mom.
He used to laugh. He never cared about anything she said.
No.
She'd like make a dinner and he'd say, she's experimenting on me.
I see where you get it from. Are you more like your dad or your mother?
I'm more like my father.
Yeah.
My father's side was nastier than my
I was
mother's.
gonna say, you're critical of your father a lot, so I'm curious that you're more like him.
Well, he was a compulsive gambler who ruined my life by not. We didn't have a house. We couldn't go on vacation. I didn't go to camp.
Right.
All those things. The only reason I would go to Springfield, Mass, is because my cousins lived there. I was like a fresh air kid because they didn't believe in camp. They believed in stoop. You basically sat on the stoop. In
You went to
Brooklyn.
Stoop for the summer.
I went to stoop, played jacks all summer. That was my life. But my father, he was a very funny guy, and he belonged to these clubs in the neighborhood. One of them was called the Bugs Athletic Club. Trust me when I tell you, they were not athletic. And I'd run into the members, and they'd say, "Your father's hilarious." I'd say, "Really? Where is he at home?" He
was never funny at home?
He doesn't. He hardly talked. But when he was outside, he was the bon vivant.
Fascinating.
Yeah.
And now Eve is more like you, I would assume, just
My
based
daughter?
on just being around her a little bit. I mean,
She's a lot like my mother.
Oh, really?
She's the kind of kid, like she's a ceramics artist, so she can sit with a pot Like my mother could sit and sew a hem for 10 hours. Me, I'm like, I got to get out of here. I was like a hysterical child.
She did that video of you last
Very
year or
funny.
2 years ago. She was very funny.
Wasn't that
and
funny?
It was an impression of you that was dead on.
She is a very talented girl.
Yeah, that's
and
pretty
a
great.
good girl.
Yeah. All right, we have a listener question from Maya in Massachusetts.
Yeah.
I have found myself consumed by the election and daily breaking news, and it
Yeah.
feels like it will be this every day for the next 4 years. It's like you wrote a letter. I know you fuel your creative brain with writing.
Right.
What advice do you give to others on how to take a break from the news, what to do?
Well, first, stop watching it. If it bothers you that much, stop watching it.
Although you have trouble with that, too. You don't turn
Yeah,
it
but
off.
I watch it. My husband doesn't want to watch it. I'll watch it, but first of all, I have to for this show.
Right.
But besides that, I
There's
want
a lot of things you have to watch for this show that you don't watch, but the news you
Yeah,
watch.
the news. That's true. Like certain sitcoms, I don't watch.
Yeah,
You know, Sonny watches everything anyway, so I don't have to do anything.
fair enough.
Yeah.
She'll brief you.
So what can you do? Listen, creativity to me is the opposite of depression. So anything that you can do, and I always recommend people go back to school. There's always adult classes in your neighborhood somewhere. Take a class. Take an art history class. Learn why Leonardo da Vinci became an artist. Want to know the story?
Tell me.
Because he was illegitimate.
Oh,
Because he was illegitimate, he did not have to follow his father, who was to become a notary, which in Italy, a notary is a big job. Here, it's not that big a job. But there, it's like a lawyer or some kind.
I do find you can never find one when you need one, a notary.
No, you never
Yeah.
find a notary. But you also never find a genius, which
True.
is what he was. Beyond to compare a genius.
Yeah.
And we would never have known about him if his mother didn't get knocked up. End of story.
There
Now,
you go.
these are the kinds of things you can learn in an art history class.
All right.
Why wouldn't you go?
All right. So there you go. So that's what I can't remember your name, but from Massachusetts, you should definitely do this and take an art history class.
Right, or take a drawing class.
Right, something to engage your mind in something else.
You know what? If you can't draw, take an abstract drawing class. That's my next thing I want to do.
Really?
I don't have enough years on this planet to do what I want to do.
I like that you're so engaged with everything, though. It's
I'm
great.
very engaged.
Yeah, I mean, I have to say, when you initially told me you were doing the off-Broadway play and
Yeah.
doing this, my thought was that you'd be, if you don't mind me saying,
Yeah.
moody and taciturn. Actually, the other thing
Do you
that's
even know
happened-
what taciturn means?
I think so.
What does it mean?
I know it when I see it. So here's the thing. I feel like I know what taciturn
Okay,
means.
fine.
Yes, but I think the reality of it is you're actually like happy.
Well, look,
You're ebullient.
Look, it's my play.
Yes.
Okay, I'm in it. It's a live audience.
Right. You're engaged.
Listen, don't I come out dancing on the show?
You do. Which you
It's-
apparently based on me, you said this morning in the
yeah,
meeting.
because I'm imitating your dance.
All right, I never
but
knew.
it's the pre-show that makes me nuts.
Yes.
Not the show.
No, that's true. You were.
Uh-huh.
I've seen you enraged seconds before the show and a delight moments after.
See?
It's the craziest thing. All right, let's get your take on this. Miley Cyrus and Pamela Anderson. They sat down for a recent interview
they a
with each
couple
other.
now?
No,
I wish.
Yeah. And Miley said, "quote I've had so many different pivots and evolutions, and one might say detours within my path, but it always ends up coming back around to make the next stage of who we are." It's very insightful, I think. What do you think of that?
Miley.
Have your detours through your life kind of helped you get where you are today?
Detours.
Yeah, things that have like moved you on.
Like
for
you're
instance,
on this
like when you
path?
got fired from the
Oh,
View.
it's the best thing.
Yeah.
I got fired. I got fired from teaching.
Yeah.
They didn't renew my contract in Rhode Island one time. And then I worked in Long Island. I got pregnant that time. And then another time I was fired from Good Morning America. I was
Right.
fired from this show. I've been
Yeah.
fired a lot.
Yeah.
And every single time I was fired, I did something more interesting.
I remember when I was looking for a job once, I zeroed in on the only job I wanted was the Jane Pauley talk show that was coming out. I don't know why.
You wanted to be Jane Pauley?
No, I wanted to be working on that show.
Oh, working on it.
I was like, I got to figure out how to get this job. This is the job. It's going to be the new Oprah Winfrey show. It's going to be a huge deal. I flew on my own dime out to Las Vegas where there was this big conference of people looking for
look at you.
the show. And I found the guy who was going to be in charge of hiring, and I made a big move, and I got the interview, and I bombed the interview. And I'm a pretty good interview. I just destroyed myself on this interview. It was the worst.
What was the worst thing you did?
Basically, they asked me, like, you know, for a woman's show, what would you think I just misread what the show was going to be. I thought it was going to be like hard news and interesting,
wasn't.
and it wasn't. And they looked at me like I was an idiot. They wanted to do like soft lifestyle things.
Okay.
I pitched the whole wrong thing, crashed and burned.
Okay.
and then I didn't get it, and I was a disaster. And the next week, I got my dream job at Letterman, which I would not have been available for if I had gotten the other job.
Well, that's called what I think the Jews call that beshert. Okay, it's a beshert. I love Yiddishisms.
Yeah,
They're
sure.
the best, one of the funniest and best languages. So that's luck of some sort.
Tim McGraw calls it "Thank God for Unanswered Prayers."
But that
that was Garth Brooks, I think. Yeah.
Who said that?
Garth Brooks, some country singer.
Oh, Garth. But it's not the same thing as what we were just discussing.
All right, well, I'm trying
Because
to fill some time here.
yours is luck. Mine is not luck.
It's a detour.
Mine is a deliberate firing of
Yes.
the girl, which
Right.
is different. You didn't get fired from anything. You just blew it.
I just blew it. All right,
Yeah.
fine.
I just want people out there who are listening to know that you can get back on your feet.
That's kind of the point. And the detours might actually be for a reason.
I'm a good example of that because I've done it over many times. And I'm a good example of starting late. I started on my career when I was like 35 years old, not when I was 20. And as a comedian, it's better to start later because you have more things to talk about.
Do you have a path not taken? Is there one thing you're like, I wish I had done this?
No.
One thing you wonder about, well, if I had done this, maybe things would have been better or different. I know what it is.
What?
It's the Caroline Ray, Rosie O'Donnell show, right? I'm right, aren't I?
Well, that would have been more money.
Yeah. So you had a chance to maybe take over after
Yeah,
Rosie O'Donnell.
Hillary McLaughlin wanted me to
Yes.
do it. When
Rosie O'Donnell
left the
her
show,
daytime show.
They came to me and asked me if I wanted to do it.
Yes.
And I had this job.
Right.
And a bird in the hand is worth two in the bush,
Right.
as they say.
Yeah.
And so I stayed here. And then what happened was Caroline Ray took it over, and I don't know if it lasted. So I probably would have gone off the air anyway.
You never know, but it is kind of a path untraveled that I'm interested
It is.
in.
I'm sorry I didn't do that
Yeah.
in a way. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. It's
I don't know.
interesting.
I really don't know. You can't look back.
No, well, that's the thing. I mean, I had one job when I was working for Letterman. I had the chance to go to Jimmy Fallon.
Oh, yeah.
And I didn't, and I got a promotion at Letterman, and I decided to stay and be loyal, and I love Dave.
Letterman's more your speed.
It is, 100%.
Yeah.
But then the year after that, he announced he was retiring,
Oh.
and I ended up here.
And you ended up here.
Yeah, so if I gone to Jimmy Fallon, what would have happened? Maybe I would have crashed and burned there, too. This show is where I'm meant to be. There's no question of that.
You are.
I
You
deserve it.
cheerfully go through your day accepting the slings and arrows of outrageous attacks.
Well, I don't know about attacks, but it's an interesting show because we have 6 very strong women
Right.
that are designed and built to want and need different things.
Yeah.
And to be
Who's your favorite? Tell the truth. I know who it is.
who do you think it is?
Sarah.
Really?
Of course. She's everybody's favorite.
You're all
Oh, come on.
it depends on the day.
Come on. Don't kid a kidder.
It depends on the day.
You know it's Sarah.
It depends on the day. I enjoy Sarah. I enjoy you very much. I
You
enjoy
should
Whoopi
put-
Goldberg very much.
No, we enjoy
Sonny
all. Yeah, we're
Hostin's
different.
fantastic. Anna Navarro, Alyssa Farrah Griffin. I love them all.
We're all different.
Yes, exactly. You all appeal to a different part of me. There
Which
we go.
part do I appeal to you?
My sense of humor and my Italian-ness.
That's right.
That's
And
what
you're
it
only
is.
half Italian?
I'm only half Italian.
What's the other half?
I'm quarter Jewish, and I'm a quarter a lot of other things. I'm a little Swedish. I'm a lot of different things.
Swedish.
Yeah, I don't know where that comes from. When you look at me, you don't think Swede?
No.
No.
I don't think Swede. I think short.
Yeah, thank you. All right. 5'9", it's fine. All
That's
right.
not bad.
No, it's not that bad. All right, before we go, one more listener question from Allison in Florida. Hello, Behind the Table Pod. Oh, I like that. BTT Pod, she wrote. I like that. I'm writing for Joy. Joy, I wanted to know if you have ever been through a friendship breakup, and if so, how did you handle it?
Yes, I have.
My best friend and I haven't spoken in about 4 months. It's actually really affecting me. Am I crazy for feeling like I'm going through an actual breakup?
Of course, it's very painful. Sometimes more than with your husband, because
Really?
because you were very tight with a particular friend. You tell them everything. You're on
Yeah.
the phone, and then they betray you,
Yeah.
as did mine. What happened to hers though? She doesn't say.
He doesn't say.
Yeah, it depends on the grievance. I mean, in my case, somebody was speaking about me behind my back in a very nasty way, and I thought, why? Did nothing to deserve that. And so and then I
How'd you
realized
find out?
she was very, because other people told me she's
Yeah.
very competitive with me, jealous in many ways, and so she started to be nasty girl.
I
I had to ghost her.
I lost a long-time friendship, one of my close friends, on the election night of 2020, where I said something that just enraged him.
George Bush?
No, it was Biden. It was when Biden was about to beat
2020.
Trump. Yeah.
I'm thinking of
Yeah.
2001.
No, I lost a friend over politics, and it's really too bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Well, right now people are so divided. It's very difficult to identify with the other side.
Yeah, and I have good friends on both sides of the aisle. But it's some people just get very volatile.
A lot of people are going to understand very shortly that they voted for someone that they didn't really understand. I don't think they didn't really get it. I saw it on Twitter or something of a woman crying. I thought he was going to help me, and now he's rounding up my relatives.
And I also know people that are thrilled with how it's going so far. I really do. So it's interesting.
Yeah, but it's not going that well because half the people they arrested are not criminals.
Yeah, but they're seeing he's getting stuff done. He's writing orders.
Yeah, but he also let out all of those people who were in
I'm not
jail
making the
for
argument.
J6.
I'm just telling you I'm just telling you there are people that are happy to. All right. Thank you for joining me, Joy.
Okay. Why, were you coming apart?
Yes, I needed to be joined. Tomorrow, I'll be back here with the never taciturn and always delightful Sarah Haynes, everyone's favorite.
She's never taciturn.
No, never taciturn. And we'll see you then.